Recognizes the gentleman from Georgia's 12th District for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Chair Latta. And I said in my opening statement before the first panel of witnesses that our committee needs to make it our highest priority to work to meet the needs of our private partners. I come to Congress from the business world, although I grew up on a tractor. The last time that I operated a tractor, I planted a row of peanuts 16 inches over from where the farmer had planted them last year, and I didn't touch it. He said, "Don't touch a thing." And so with that, Ms. Paneris, obviously y'all are involved in agriculture. That has evolved over the years, and you can kind of cover a little bit of that, but what do you see in the future? I mean, obviously farming continues. I mean, we're satisfying 115% of our food needs with less than 2% of the population right now. But where do you see this thing going?
Thank you. Thank you for the question. It is really exciting to see farming go high tech, as you said, and I think Planet's imagery can play an important role in that. As I'd mentioned in my prior testimony, the ability for farmers to really access farm-level data and have that cadence be near daily so they can see change in their crops over time and help help them make important decisions about how much inputs they're going to need in terms of fertilizer or water. I think that's really important. I'd also say in addition to kind of visual imagery, I had mentioned earlier that Planet also offers a planetary variable for soil moisture content, which enables farmers to see how much water is in the soil and help make decisions about water usage as well. So I think, I hope that we'll see a future that Planet can play a role in a future where we're able to do more with less inputs, less land, and feed more people.
Right. Well, farming is the largest industry in my district and the largest in our state, and we don't have much dry land farming anymore. It's, like I said, very precise, and you mentioned the moisture content of the soil and just putting just enough water. They also plant the seed with fertilizer already in it, and so it's pretty amazing. Do Starlink and or Mr. Goldman and Mr. Davidson, do Starlink and Telesat provide service to farmers and ranchers, and what role does satellite technology have to play in supporting precision agriculture technologies?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for the question. And as Mr. Davidson said, we're not expecting to see fiber to the tractor anytime soon. So satellite is the solution. I can tell you for Starlink, we have high-performing antennas that are essentially flat, and you can actually put it on a tractor and be able to get high-speed broadband all the way to a tractor anywhere to the last acre on the field. And so we are currently, first of all, we have farmers who are customers who are using these services already, but we're also working with a lot of farm equipment manufacturers and trying to think of new ways and new innovative ideas to be able to integrate high-speed broadband into the equipment that's being used already.
Okay. And Congressman, we have a slightly different business model at Intelsat than Starlink does. We have multi-orbit, multi-layer with a 5G core, so that means we utilize partnerships we have our GEO satellites, and we have MEO and LEO partners that we integrate into the network, and we have the largest infrastructure and the terrestrial infrastructure of any satellite operator as well. So all of this stuff operates through from end-to-end 5G compatibility. So we're doing many of the same things that Starlink is with a slightly different business model that delivers that, sometimes different services, sometimes similar services, and working again with equipment manufacturers and farmers to provide the service. So the future is very bright for this, and I think as long as government provides the right foundation, you're going to see more progress in this area.
Well, food supply is going to be an international need, and certainly we need to continue to look at every way we can produce food because we're going to be doing a lot for the rest of the world. I only have just 24 seconds, but and you can submit this to me. I just, like we learned there's a lot of satellites up there, and we know that technology, like in these things, is changing by the hour. I mean, do some of those satellites need to come down and we need to put new ones up there? And if you just submit that in writing rather than take committee time, I'd just like to know what is the program on recycling all the stuff up there and using the best, latest technology. With that, Chairman, I yield back.
Well, thank you.